Governor Kasich, welcome. It's great to have you as an NBC contributor. You were a member of Congress. You were the governor of Ohio, a presidential candidate. I mean, you heard the president.
I know
that there was something, when we had the assault weapon ban, which was passed in 1994 and, went away when it was not renewed 10 years later when it sunset. I want to share a picture of Congressman Andy Ogles. He is the Republican congressman representing this community, posting this holiday photo in 2021 with his family holding AR-style weapons. And here's what he had to say this morning.
And I think ultimately, what this does is highlight some of the mental health issues, the mental health crisis we have in this country. That needs to be the real conversation that we're having right now. How did this individual slip through the cracks? What could have been done to get them help?
Any regrets about that Facebook post and the photo from your Christmas card?
Why would I regret a photograph with my family exercising my rights to bear arms?
What are your comments?
Well, look, Andrea, first of all, he's right about the fact that I don't think Tennessee has a red flag law, which means that if you see somebody that has an issue, that the gun can be taken from them for a period of time. I tried to do that as governor of Ohio. I understand how frustrating it is as an executive to not be able to force your legislature to do something. And to say that I'm proud of the fact that I was standing there with an assault rifle, to me, it's silly. It's absurd. Look, there are a lot of changes that can be made, limiting the clips that a person can be able to purchase, right. The red flag laws, waiting periods for purchasing, eliminating some of these weapons. You're going to do it specifically because there's the workarounds, but ways in which you can get rid of things like the AR-15. But Andrea, until people start to go into the streets and protest, we're not going to see the changes. In my state, had I been able to get 5,000, 10,000 people on the lawns of the State House, the politicians would have passed what I wanted. We couldn't get them mobilized. I was reading this morning a lot about the Montgomery bus boycott. You realize that took over 1 year for the Supreme Court ultimately to act to end discrimination on transportation. If you don't have the people rising up, like what they did with civil rights, what they did to end the Vietnam War, if you don't have that, they're going to keep passing the buck. The politicians are going to listen to one group of people, and frankly, if in fact we can have the kind of massive outpourings that we've seen in this country, because this is about saving our children at this point and so many other tragic accidents, then you begin to put the real pressure on the politicians to do things that we all know we can do while still preserving the right Second Amendment. Things can be done that can provide a safer environment for all of us in this country, and most particularly our children. Without the protest, Andrea, I think we're going to keep doing 19 incidents in school shootings this year. This is sick. And I heard the lady talking about all the people she visited. God bless her. She, along with so many of the other people who have experienced this tragedy personally, got to figure out a way to mobilize all of us to stand up and say enough.
Let me just ask you, just to follow up, because we saw what happened after Parkland with March for Our Lives. The children across America joined by adults. And then there was no political will in Washington to do anything about it. And I know it has to be done at state capitals also. We saw what Connecticut did do, after Newtown. But if it's
Look
not
at the
done
media
at the
coverage,
states,
Andrea.
Yeah.
It has to be done federally and at the state level.
Yeah.
And if you look at the media coverage, we ramp it up and then it goes away. Now, what I said about those women down there in Montgomery, they just kept marching. They kept doing everything they could. And that's what's going to take here. If we don't have people begin to get into the streets and say enough of this, the women who are so worried about all of the children, the men who say this is my family, we all have to mobilize. Without it, the politicians will look the other way. And it's not going to happen in a week or two. It has to be ongoing in order to get this changed. That's my opinion on it, because I sat there trying to get things done, and I was frustrated the whole time. I did what I could with executive orders, as the president's done, but there's a limit to it. We have to get legislative action with common sense common sense proposals that can really make a difference without undermining ultimately what the Constitution says about the right to keep and bear arms.